Wow, I haven't even had the voting reset yet. Welcome everybody as we get into this next game. We've got the voting completely reset for everyone involved, so please go ahead and do that at xanderfever.tv/vote. We have this golden player who's actually kind of funnily enough in the red color. He's going to be in the top left of this map. It is going to be Antiga Shipyard, the ESL IEM version. He's going to be the red Zerg in top left, going against the blue Protoss, who's going to be Stardust.LighT, previously known as Sunlight, and that is going to be the previous winner from the last game, and is going to take the next one, next two, don't know, but it's a best of 5, so the first player to get 3 wins. So we'll be moving on in this very amazing IEM qualifier that is so glorious to try and get into the Intelligent Masters Singapore LAN.
It is glorious, and thank you for letting me cast with you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm having fun, and you're always fun to cast with.
Aw, I'd hug you if I knew where you lived, but
Oh, well,
I don't.
internet hug immense.
Yeah, internet hug, yeah. Anyways, guys, this is Antigua Shipyard, but it is a version without gold, in the middle, so that, it'll play a less pivotal point in this game, but the middle on Antigua Shipyard is always pivotal. Gold or not, you want to control that center, whether you're Zerg, Protoss, or Terran, so we gotta pay attention to that later in the mid to late game, but, maybe not even gonna get there. Is anyone gonna cheese? I'm gonna expect this every damn game, but I like Sans, or Stardust, wall off right here. I prefer this wall off to the frontal wall off on Antigua. How about you?
I'm kind of interested if this is gonna block the Nexus or not, because this pylon seems a little farther over. It's gonna be. Oh, he is so close! Wow, that is perfectly placed. That's a pro player.
Yeah, yeah. I always wonder if they just like go into maps and just do this like 10, 15 times to make sure. Because how embarrassing would it be if that wasn't in the correct position and you had to like kill it with probes?
All right. I mean, that'd be really funny though, because could you imagine? I mean, the only time I've ever seen somebody do this was in actually the finals of a Zotag Cup. I think it was Elfie who accidentally blocked it on Daybreak, and he was just like, "Oh God!" And then
Oh.
he tried to like recover by doing this weird gateway cannon aggression, and it just didn't work.
Oh, I wish I'd seen that game. That sounds funny. But luckily, that's not the case for Stardust right now. He's feeling perfectly fine right now. That cannon placement's so cool in between two pylons, and Golden sees it. And Golden, interestingly enough, is going for very fast 3 bases, which is pretty common on the Antigua Shipyard.
It's not very common though to go hatch first, second hatch,
Oh,
and then pool.
yes, very good point. Didn't even realize that.
That is so greedy.
That
Oh
is
my
so
God.
great. But he's been paying attention to the last 2 games, the opening of Stardust. His overload has always been there, so he's probably thinking, I bet I could get away with something really damn greedy and you're gonna do nothing about it, and it's true.
Yeah, I mean, there's not even a scout coming out from Stardust, so this is literally gonna pay off. We have the pool now done, and that means no more cannon aggression can be effective. But Stardust doesn't have any inkling of this happening right now.
Yeah, which, he's gonna find out soon. He's gonna be able to, click on any minerals, or anything like that, and he's going to be like, oh, okay, that's been up for a little longer than I would have liked, and we're going to have to see if he's going to try and do anything to actually counteract this, or if he's actually going to try and get this third base on Antigua, which can be a little difficult for a Protoss player.
Yeah, I mean, what can he do in the face of this economy? He just pops up and sees a fully completed hatchery when he's like, well, why isn't that still building? Why is that done? Why is the creep not just popping out? What is going on? And he's gonna have to do something weird to try and get himself into this game economically, because he is definitely behind.
Yeah, definitely. And he did see it, and like you said, that creep right there is definitely a huge indicator of how long a hatchery has been up. And he scouted it and it was like already all the way out. So he knows it's been up way too long. Setting out a zealot right now, play Ring Around the Rosie on the Zelnaga, like literally. um, oh my God, this could continue on for days. They have enough APM to do this forever.
Oh God, yeah. But I mean, look at it. This is not just ring around the rosie. This is fancy ring around the rosie. This is quickly switched directions and then still managed to not lose any health on my probe.
And the Zerg does win, so the Zerglings are non the Protoss. But no, no, nothing at home except queens. Unfortunately, that does mean the Zealot and the Probe have to back off. Can't deal with the queen. They're that weak. And what is Stardust thinking right now? Is he thinking, oh God, or is he thinking, yeah, whatever? And it seems like he's thinking whatever because it seems like he's going on the exact same build as every other game so far.
Worked out from the last game, but on this map really favors a quick 3-base high from the Zerg point of view. So Golden going for that very, very, very quick third is going to allow him to have even more of an economy to try and get faster Broodlords out and have a little bit more to help him out in terms of just buffering the Broodlords. And it may be able to lead to a great 3-base timing.
Yeah, and it's always an interesting little point in a best of series. Golden won that first game when he got the fast or some of the fastest Broodlords possible. The second game, he just tried to go for like a heavier mid game push and ended up delaying his Broodlords a lot. So maybe he's thinking that first game went a lot better for me, so that is what I'm going to go for, and we could see another fast hive on this map.
I would definitely want that to happen. And now Stardust is going for the same exact thing. His 2-1 is now coming along nicely. He's got them both chronoed out at the same time. He's getting out his observers. So his scouting is going to be pretty solid once he gets across there. But we see an earlier third than the game on Cloud Kingdom being thrown down by Stardust right now.
Wow, so both players just playing really, really macro intensive, which is kind of nice to see. So used to PVZs ending on two bases, it does get a little tiresome, but what did I say? Stardust brings in some refreshing PVZs.
It's definitely true. And I actually want to give like a brief shout out to Saravati from Clarity because he's another Protoss that does cool things and he's one of my favorite people to watch. And now it's between him and Stardust. Who do I want to see more of?
Okay, I just recognized that name, and now I'm so excited for him.
Yeah, he was the one that we saw do the Void Ray stuff with
Yeah.
PvT. He did it again yesterday, and I got a bunch of replays from him too. And now he's my real ID friend on StarCraft, and I feel like the biggest baller nerd ever.
Oh, that's so cool. He's gonna be. You guys got to pay attention to this guy if we get to cast him tonight. Pay attention to him. He's gonna be big in the future. You just watch.
Alright, now also, I just want to also give a shout out to Farside, who's the admin running this entire thing. He's a really cool guy, and so if you see him in the chat, pay attention to what he's saying, because there's nothing bad there. But oh, here's some great force fields. That is bad for Golden, as he's getting locked in. The Zealots are just wreaking havoc on that army, and that's going to force Golden back, and that is some very, very heavy losses for him. A single unit has been lost by Stardust this entire game. Golden's lost 27.
Oh man, I don't know what he's doing coming back here either. This is really dangerous territory for him.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and just have the threat of sending more units and to try and keep Stardust back so that he can take down destructive debris, but this is going to leave him a nice avenue to attack, and Stardust has not walled off his third.
All right, so he's just gonna go for super, aggressive. Maybe the 12-minute max out, because he's just getting unit after unit. Unfortunately, supply blocked right now. I should be getting more units after this, but he's gonna try and break Stardust's very greedy play right here.
And he's getting through. We see a lot of forces now being thrown down, but he's baited a lot out already. So we only have not actually there aren't that many forces left. Moral on the bottom is going to get picked off, and we just have the aggression continuing. A lot of forces are landing. Moral on the back is doing lots of damage, but look at the roach spread going up against sentries without force fields.
Yeah, and Stardust is doing what he can, and some nice Zealot warp-ins and nice coverage does save the Immortal, and the Immortal is definitely key right here. He's actually lacking Einlings, 30 more just popping out, running across the map, and he's going to use a lot of Zealots, but he needs more sentries, man, and he's finally warping in 3 more, but that is a definite lack of force fields.
Yeah, and he's even forced to just have 14 probes in this arm because he's got to literally use them as tanks right now. They're not going to be DPSers, but this is going to be really dangerous to see pushing forward. The probes are falling. Stardust is losing units left and right. But he actually, look, there's only 62 drones out from Golden right now, and that just,
Right.
That's crazy. We've had so many workers killed now, 12. That means that literally Stars would have had more workers than Golden at this point in time. And now Golden is just continuing to bring the aggression, but the sentry count is starting to increase, and there are 3 Immortals out now.
Yeah, I think actually Stardust has done a really great job of doing this. It's not perfect, but it was pretty damn great. It was just a surprise factor going in. But I think he's going to be able to recover. It's kind of hard to tell. Golden is not letting up quite yet, and he has expanded at least once more, but just more and more units coming out from him. No drones.
Yeah, now we're pushing forward, and there's just so much damage being done. But the thing is, it's starting to look like it's not going to be able to continue. But now Gold's going to be able to use this place that the rocks that he killed as a way to retreat away. He's going to do a little bit more damage. These roaches are +1 attack, which is nice, but the upgrades are at 2-2 right now for Stardust.
Yeah, now he has 3 immortals, we're now down to 2, but that should be enough to deal with the roach count. The Lings are being a little bit of a bother, needs to warp in more zealots, and he does. And his economy isn't so bad, really. Even after pulling all those probes, he's actually up in probes right now. He's continuously pushing out probes during this entire battle.
Yeah, this is very, very solid play for him, and the stability is incredibly impressive. This sustained aggression is so difficult because you have to just play constant attention to it. But both these players are microwing so hard right now, and this is an incredibly impressive show, and it's going to just continue. We can't even go look at what's in their bases because there's attacking's never stopping.
Yeah, it's not. This is a really hyper-aggressive style from the Zerg that, gave Protoss a little trouble in the past, but it seems like Stardust is perfectly okay with it, really taking control of this game, and Golden's just, he's not letting up the aggression. He wants to do more damage, and to be honest, he needs to. He's not droning, he's not teching, his upgrades are looking pretty poor, and Stardust is just looking better and better with each attack that goes on.
Yeah, now, oh wait, he's put himself in the corner that will benefit him so much, and Golden is not going to fall for it. He's going to continue pushing forward, trying to get an area where he can get a good spread off, but these couple force fields are so beneficial, as Stardust is just not wasting a single one.
He's not, and he still has a nice sizable army. He does need more zealots. His tanking units are a little low. Another immortal does pop out to really help out against these mass of roaches. What are the zealots doing? They're just chilling. And Golden needs to retreat, needs to, bulk up again, but he's just afraid that with each passing moment, the army of Stardust gets better and better.
Contaminate on the robotics facility, stopping the production of the immortals. Such a small, tiny thing that could give Golden a really important position in this game. But Blink is now done, so you have Blink Stalkers out. That may be the little edge that Stardust needs to actually force Golden back on a little bit more of a permanent basis.
Yeah, that Contaminate's actually really nice in this situation. He definitely wants an immortal. Does he need it? Not necessarily, but it really would help, and it's being chrono boosted out right now. The Stalkers are doing a fairly nice job, but they do need some more support. But Golden's army just looks... is his reinforcements going to be enough? I'm not sure.
This is starting to be a little bit worrisome, because there we have the Immortal just now finishing, and the Blink is going to help these Stalkers stay much more alive, and now we're starting to see the supply differential just decreasing a little bit. We're now almost even. 20 supply lead for Golden, when normally it's been between 30 and 40 throughout this sustained aggression, and this is looking like, look at how comfortable Stardust is. He's pushing out now onto creep.
Oh, I don't know about that, but he has a Blink Stalker, so he can always just blink out if he, gets uncomfortable, and that's what he should do right here. Golden, his army isn't completely dissipated. He does have the reinforcements, making the bulk of his army right now, but is he going to push in? I don't really think he should. All sentries are gone. Well, actually, 2 just joined the fight, but it looks like he just wants to take the middle and finally go back to some teching, but still no droning, actually, so he still only had 61 drones.
Yeah, he's got his 4th base now done, and it's getting immediately stared at by an observer. We see the patching glands now beginning, and now we have the Ling Roaches just in the middle of the map, but the creep spread is starting to get crazy. I don't know how he spread creep in the midst of all of that macroing and attacking and microwing, and the creep is still across the map.
Yeah, so really nice creep spread by him. Really helped out the unit reinforcement, but still, Stardust just had very impeccable defense right there. The contaminations are continuing on the Robo, which is just so cool to see. Overseers just aren't used enough, but Golden really, that hyper-aggressive style where you just, continuously push out Lings and Roaches, it should do a lot of damage, especially to a greedy third like the Protosses, and to have it repelled and only take out a lot of sentries, I think this game should be in Stardust's favor.
I would actually agree. One thing that's really big is the fact that Golden was chasing down the probe that has now put down a base in the mid-right, and if that probe had just been killed, then maybe Golden would have the edge, but he let it survive, and that has given a 4th base as well as a better warping position to Stardust.
Yeah, this queen out here, I thought he was going to go scout the 4th, but he doesn't. Yeah, and Stardust should just be waiting for some splash damage. He's actually a player that doesn't, get Colossus automatically. You saw him on Immortals for a very long time, and still no support bay or whatever it's called in StarCraft 2. But Golden is maxed once again, so he's going to push out. This is going to be very, very difficult for Stardust to hold now that there's Infestors in the mix.
Yeah, and then we're seeing a lot of Orphans coming in. We have Archons now building on the ramp. Look at the Infested Terran come. It's going to add so much DPS to this battle. The spread of heroes from both players is going across the screen. But look at the supplies. Golden is very close to Stardust, and Stardust is just not going down at the same rate. They were seeing pushing forward, and GG gets called by Golden. Looks like the aggression has officially been stopped and gives Stardust the game. Very, very solid defense. Impeccable defense. That is very, very effective play.
Yeah, I mean, Stardust just, that is something that a lesser player, his back would have been broken so long ago, and he just would have been in the dumps. But Stardust just held true. He macroed behind it, made sure to get his probe count nice and high, got his gateway so his production was in full cycle, and was able to just outlast Golden's aggression.